When my son was first born, my husband looked at me and he said, "I just want to let you know he was born with something on his leg. We don't know what it means, but I want to just prepare you." I took a look at his leg, which had what is called a giant congenial melanocytic nevus. He did have to have 3 surgeries before the age of 1, and they removed this nevus in stages. It is incredible how he has healed from it. Cambridge Savings Bank held an amazing event where we essentially had a bunch of nonprofit organizations come to the bank. And for some reason, my eyes just immediately went to March of Dimes. I was not anticipating the emotion that I started to feel just hearing all of the work that they do for women and mothers and babies and families. Sitting down at that table that day with March of Dimes, I had never really acknowledged my own experience. They heard me and they listened. And it's probably the first time that I felt like I could talk about it.
So March of Dimes is an 86-year-old nonprofit organization. We were founded back in the 1930s by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to raise funds for the polio vaccine, sort of the OG grassroots crowdfunding campaign. And so once polio was eradicated, we actually got to go and do something else and shift our mission towards another initiative. So since then, we have focused on birth defects, preterm birth, and now we're really focused overarchingly on this broader maternal and infant health crisis that we're in right now.
At 27 weeks, the unthinkable happened. I had to be rushed to the hospital after a major bleed, thinking I was miscarrying my son. And while my husband stood in the driveway barefoot because he couldn't go into the ambulance with us, the paramedic inside said something that was shocking to me, asked me what country I was from, and if the man standing in my driveway was my employer. And while I was fighting to save my son and possibly my life, I had to experience racism right there inside an ambulance. And it was terrifying and it was shocking at one of the most vulnerable times of my life. I was prepared to protect my son with my body. What I wasn't prepared for was to fight for my ability to be treated as a human being in a space where I was meant to feel safe. March of Dimes can stand in the gap for women who do not have the resources or the language or the voice to protect themselves and, by extension, their babies.
March for Babies, obviously our largest goal is to continue to raise funds for March of Dimes' work. And our work spans a huge range of categories, but it falls within a few different buckets: research, advocacy, and programming.
Cambridge Savings Bank is really dedicated to the community, but what's also so special is their dedication to employees and advocating for employees to get out there and advocate for things that we care about. And this mission, the March of Dimes mission and March for Babies, is so special to me, and to feel supported by my company is really, really special. On May 11th, we will be at the Hatchell on the Esplanade in Boston, and we are so excited to have this year's March for Babies.
To make a donation or join an event near you, you can go to marchforbabies.org.